Welcome everyone to a quick model comparison. Today we're going to be comparing the two different releases of the Continental 737-900 Retro livery, or now would be United on the later release. So on the left, this is my friend's. I'm joined again by him. He's going to be appearing in the next few videos, but this is his model, the Continental 739 Retro livery, released in 2009. No idea on the month. I'll have to look at Mad B. And then on the right, this is my model, the NG models version, released with the United, under United's operations in like 2021 or something, 2022. I got this at DG Pilot, scratch and dent because the wing was broken on it. And I used to have this model a long time ago, but I lost it. So it's good to have this back, at least temporarily, for the purposes of this video. So for this video, we'll just be comparing both of these models to see what differs between them, since we have the old Gemini mold and then we have the NG mold. So start off with the nose section. Feel free to pitch in too if you'd like, if you want to say anything, just so that we get some good commentary in here. But there's the front section of each aircraft. You can see, of course, the old Gemini has just a static gear, and then the NG is rollable. And the details are pretty similar, and the wind is trying to blow over the boxes again, but we have them propped up this time. But there's some awesome differences there. And the colors, I would say too, they are pretty comparable, don't you think?
I'd say the Gemini is a little darker than the NG one.
Yeah, probably. So now if we bring in just kind of more of the color comparison here, there you can see pretty much identical, at least under these lighting conditions. Very overcast, but it might be more prominent in the lighting if it was lighter out with more sunlight. Then you have like the winglets and all that, of course. This is the blended winglet version, and then we have the splits. So not going to be a very fair comparison between these two, just because of the way that the winglets are. But there you can see little differences between the blended and the splits, with the extra piece on the bottom for the ladder. And then looking at the engines, just because we can. Probably not going to be one proper way to do this, but that might be the way to do it. So Gemini left, NG right. Pretty comparable there, with the NG having more defined details, especially the little piece on the box. Yeah, it's still going to fall over on that side. At least it was on mine and not yours, which yours might be next here with the way that thing is wobbling in the back. Box off to the side. I don't know what's going on.
I'll fix it.
Yeah. Oh, good grief. No. Mother Nature, ladies and gentlemen, Mother Nature. And God.
Put him in.
And even still, with the different advancements that we're trying to do here to not have issues, it's still going to happen. But there you can see the engines a little better there. And then showing the top of the wings here, also fairly comparable, with the NG having more defined details again with the flap slats and speed brakes. Geminis are a little more hard to tell, but they are there if you look closely. And then the overwing exit details pretty much identical in that department. So now we'll take a look at the tail section for each aircraft. So it'll be very similar to the nose section, at least with the color. But yeah, you can definitely tell here that the Gemini is a bit darker. And of course, the other thing as well, this is on the old aircraft 75436 for the Continental release. And then for the United ownership, this is 75435. Do you know when exactly they repainted this onto the other aircraft?
It has to be probably 2014. They just did it for unknown reasons. They swapped it to the 435. I think, yeah, almost over 10 years ago at this point.
10 years ago. I'm getting old. But yeah, again, the color difference is there, with the NG being a little lighter and then the Gemini having the slightly darker tones. And then checking out the underneath of each aircraft. Just trying to be delicate with this. There we go. So there you can see that both insides are pretty comparable again. Differences with the gear and whatnot. And then you can see the damage on the wing here when that fell off. I think there's a King Air coming in. King Air, King Air. Yeah, the metal paint, the silver paint here is pretty much identical. You can see just how much of that remains the same. So, you know, not too many differences here, but other than the fact we have the different registrations and whatnot, and then of course the mold proportions and everything will also differ slightly. And I think the rear here, the rear of these wings are also, again, a little more defined on the NG than on the Gemini. So really, that's just kind of the model comparison here, is that both of these are very solid models. The Gemini is from my childhood, and then the NG is, of course, a more recent edition where I've been able to relive some awesome memories that I used to have with this. And, you know, I'll have to see if I can maybe find this one again, because that I just remember from many, many years ago. But the NG is also a very nice model, so I definitely recommend both. Both are excellent models, and we'll certainly be able to do some more model comparisons here. We've got a lot of models to work with in front of a beautiful Falls Park, because that is where we have decided to set up shop for at least the next little while. So what do you think?
I think the comparison is very much like, you know, kind of obvious here. Like, I mean, this Continental 739 is the one on the left from Gemini is from 2009. So, you know, the striking difference between both of them, you can see they're very apparent, especially in, you know, the blended winglets and the scimitars and, you know, all the other tiny details.
Yep. And again, these comparisons are just for fun. There's no official rankings or anything, so that's just what we like to do. We just have fun. So with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll move on to the next comparison soon. That was perfect timing.
Oh, that actually, wow.
That was...
Wait, did you catch that?
Yes, I just started the recording as they started tipping over.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find, I think...
Oh, Robin.
You kind of want to do it the other way?
Face
Around?
the other way?
Yeah, so that then, like,
Yeah.
I could